Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. So I'm going to do a pick a card. These pick a cards that I do are timeless. So anytime you stumble across it, it is applicable. I'm going to share some images coming up here in a couple seconds, and you just intuitively select a pile and then follow the timestamp to the appropriate place. Hello, pile one. I got a couple of interesting visuals when I was meditating on this pile. So the first one was just a rabbit. You may want to look up rabbit energy. I got a little bit of anger. Um, and with the rabbit, it was kind of coming with this reminder of who won the race between the tortoise and the hare, you know. So that kind of makes sense because then the next image that I got was somebody who was really thirsty. And there was a well, but you have to get the bucket, you have to put it down into the well and wheel it down. Um, and then take the what, get the well water and wind it back up, right? But if somebody's like really thirsty and impulsive and like jumped into the well, then they're not thirsty anymore, but now they have another problem, right? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what these cards are. This is a general reading. Not all of it may resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. As always, I request for your guides and angels to give you messages that are personal to you. So there may be an image or a number or something like that that has personal meaning to you, and that's significant. Okay. Oopsie. I hope you could hear me. All right. So internally, we have the magician. So you are creating or in this creative space or manifesting something, whether consciously or unconsciously. I get the sense that it's consciously, that you are consciously creating something, because on the external we have the Eight of Pentacles. Is that better? This is about being hard at work, keep at whatever it is that you're doing. There is some progress being seen, but it does still imply a phase of some hard work that you're putting into something. Now, the overarching theme of the reading, so we had two come out. We got the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So that can be taken a few different ways. The King of Cups is it's the masculine of being sure that you are emotionally taken care of, right? The masculine energy, yang, it projects outwards. Okay, so the king is honest about what he needs in order to feel secure and emotionally supported. Okay, now that came out with the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords it's kind of an underhanded card, right? So it means like thieving or stealing or getting away with something. Let me look at these all together. it's like, are you being emotionally honest with yourself and with other people? We're in this creative space, we're hard at work, but maybe we have needs that are not being met and we're hiding them. That's interesting. This could also be, okay, about a blockage as far as if you are trying to manifest something, some sort of like some subconscious belief that you, because the swords are thoughts, but some sort of subconscious belief that you're like a one person army, and that you are not seeking emotional fulfillment. And I don't mean like a lover, I mean from friends, whoever your circle, maybe you're the strong person. And the Seven of Swords is that we're like hiding that need. And it's a subconscious thought that maybe, you're unworthy of other people's love and support. You know what, before I do those, I want to clarify the Eight of Pentacles. The Lovers is about a choice. This could go a few different ways. And this is a general reading. So it could really be, the King of Cups could be, ready, emotionally stealing your energy. And I don't mean stealing as nefarious as it sounds, right? You could have somebody, a relationship or a lover who is draining you emotionally. And that's kind of, and you got your own thing going on that you're trying to do, this Eight of Pentacles where you're hard at work. And so the Lover's card is about making a choice. It's like, not do I stay or do I go necessarily. I mean, that could be it, but I need to invest energy into this project that I have going on, and I need to minimize my distractions, so it could be something like that. If this isn't about a person, it seems to me like maybe you really need to be sure that you are investing, that you're being honest about where you are emotionally and like not taking care of like everybody else, while in the meantime you have this really important to you thing over here that you're trying to do, right? Are other people draining you? And do you need to be upfront and honest? Not the Seven of Swords. Like, are you in your head like, fucking A, man, I'm just trying to do my thing, and I get it, going solo. I got that, like going solo. Like maybe you're thirsty and you're running around looking for a well when like somebody, a friend or something, maybe even somebody that you've helped in the past could go and grab you some water so that you don't get even thirstier on the way there. Interesting. Let's see what this says. Oh. See within yourself the glimmer of the jewel you are. Unlock the door to the wisdom and power within you, and you will create miracles untold. Okay. That's yellow chakra. That's solar plexus. So we're talking here about our self-worth. That's what I just said. You can create miracles untold. So that does make me think that you are manifesting something, but see within yourself the glimmer of the jewel you are, and be sure to share that with people. Ready? And then look. So we got two of them came out. The love, balance, and harmony you derive from a relationship is of vast importance, for this expands your Christ consciousness and increases the light and vibrations in your etheric field and then in your physical body. So, and that's the green, that's the heart chakra. So, maybe you're not being open and honest, and it's almost like the omission, lying by omission, like, no, I'm fine, honey, what do you need? You know what I mean? Instead of being like, you know what, I'm actually really busy trying to do something that's super important, you know, if you're in a relationship. This could also be the love, balance, and harmony you derive from a relationship. Doesn't have to be a lover. Again, it can be like friendship and you know, other people, friendship, family, soul family. And that expands your Christ consciousness. So it's like we increase each other, right? I mean, it's not all about just like give, give, give. Nope, that's wrong. That was wrong. Yeah, it's almost like because I had anger come up. It's almost like maybe you're getting angry and people don't even know it, you know. And if you think about it, I'm famous for this, like famous. Like if you look it up in the dictionary, my name is probably there. But anyway, I'm getting better about it. I'm much better about it. But if people don't know what it is that you're trying to accomplish or what it is you have going on, because you present as this stoic fucking badass, which you probably are, but even stoic badasses need a hug and some space sometimes. It's unfair to them, you know, because then you build resentment. A change in the wind. That's a zebra. Number 12. There's something that you want to shift and change. I'm going to pull another one. Maybe, and there's wind in this. So it's like, I feel like you're getting blown in different directions. Like you don't have your grounding, and there are some things that are beyond your control that really are, but there are some things that are within your control. And maybe that's setting up some boundaries. I got truth be told. So, that's number 14. There's an owl on there. It's kind of a cool picture. It's got like a window with hearts blowing in or blowing out. But there's stuff blowing around in both of these. That's really funny. But the truth be told, like there's something here about not being transparent about something, because we got this 7 of Swords. It's like, have you this is like open heart, you know, chakra, because we got the green here. That's heart chakra. So there's something about not being emotionally honest, and it's almost like you are in this very powerful creation place, I must say. And the 8 of Pentacles is like you're working on something, but you really need to make a choice between some stuff that's holding you back. And that could just be frittering away your energy like a fucking rabbit, you know. I'm going to clarify the Magician. The Hanged Man. Yeah, dude. The Hanged Man. So I mean, I call that like the self-imposed spiritual timeout card. It's like everybody needs to give you a little bit of space, you know. But they don't know that unless you tell them. You can't be everything for everybody and still want to get things done for you. All right, we're doing the bitch cards for you. Oh my God, yes. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Drop the fucking ego. Yeah, your ego's like, I got this. I got it. I got it. Don't, you know, I don't need help. I don't need this. I don't need that. But actually, you don't got it. Things could be better if you were vulnerable and shared exactly where you are. Let's see. Yeah, you got 2 cards about change. Change beckons. That's the door. There's a shadow in there, so there might be like some kind of element to your shadow that's that pushes out people, that makes you not be vulnerable, that makes you not want to share, like when you need time or space or help or support or a hug. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed as change beckons today. Yeah. But you got to drop the ego. So, and ask for help. Is there anything else I'm getting from here? You might even be afraid of this change, but you might sense it coming, you know. Maybe it's something you're working on that is progressing in a way that's different than what you had envisioned. And that could be the choice as well. Maybe you need to be honest with yourself about a certain way that you are doing things, or had intended for things to go is not coming up, right? But it's going another way. Like, are you going to flow with that? And are you going to be openly on and emotionally honest with people? Anyway, pile one, I love getting feedback. Feel free to leave a comment. What did I just do here? And I hope you have a great day on earth. Peace. Good luck. Namaste. Greetings, pile two. So when I was meditating on this group, I got a snake. Nothing else, just a snake. So a snake is like slithering, lying low, just moving along in a flowing way, right? Cards are, I also got fear and bravery. So, and the two usually go together. Temperance. That's the internal card. So we're talking about balance. Seven of Cups. Interesting. And the Six of Wands. Okay. So the Temperance card, this is your internal, okay? Temperance is being balanced, being temperate, right? Being calm, being still. So there's like this slithering along, like you rarely hear a snake until it's like up on you, right? And I'm only guessing because I've never seen a snake, unless it's like a rattlesnake or whatever. But I think they only rattle when you're like really close. And then something that came into me, and maybe this is meaningful to you, and I'm going to see if it works in, but with this deck in particular, which I select the decks based on what spirit tells me. So it's like trying to blend together two unlike things, you know, because this guy's a DJ, and what is he doing? He mixes up music that normally wouldn't go together, but they make it really interesting. But they have to get kind of in a zone to do that, you know. Now the Seven of Cups is external, okay? So, and it's like being it can be a little bit ungrounded. Sometimes this can also mean somebody who is like escaping from making a choice, because the Seven of Cups is about choices, having to make like, but you have numerous choices. It's like a where do I go energy, okay? Interesting. Okay, so you might be feeling like you need to make a decision. Sorry, I just got like intuition. Um, you might feel like you need to make a choice. The Seven of Cups, everything is hazy and nothing is quite certain yet. Okay. And you might almost even feel like you have to choose like one thing that you've got to proceed with or move forward with. But this temperance card and that message I got about being able to blend things together, you might need to give it a little bit more time. And also, like, you know, too much alcohol, too much marijuana, whatever. This is a floaty kind of card. It's like, oh, I don't know what to do, you know. The overarching theme of the energy is the Six of Wands. That's about success. Like, you're not at the end of a journey, okay? It's the six, not the 10. But the story of the card goes in the original tarot that they're having a parade because they won a battle. The war is still going on, but they won a battle. And so they're celebrating that accomplishment or whatever. So, it's a time to acknowledge where you've come from and where you've gotten. And here we just need to wait for things to emerge, because you might even be pressuring yourself to make a choice. And that's what, like the snake with the laying low, because snakes are transformation, right? They shed their skin, and it's almost like you might be thinking in an old way, but some skin is going to shed, and maybe there'll be some sort of combination of what you're looking at that you can move forward with. Oops. Yeah. Renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. Maybe the Six of Wands, you accomplish something. You're like, oh my gosh, I got this done. I can do this and this and this now. Or which way should I go? There's almost like a rushed kind of, energy. Friends. The most unlikely friendships can form. Like variegated lichens on hard rock, they create a tight bond. Yes, it's really fucking like, I hate reading that card. Variegated lichens. Lichen, that's like that green stuff that grows on rocks. Anyway, regardless, we're talking about friends. Renew friends. Maybe there's something having to do with friendship here. Friend groups, or, kind of a shift in the people that you're associating with. That could be the snake too. There's a snake amongst the friends. Again, this is a general reading, so it can mean multiple things to multiple people. When I read cards, I always assume the person that I'm reading for knows exactly what to do and exactly where they're going. That's why I love reading cards. It's like the cards help them find their answer. And the reason I do it like that is because I've had people tell me what to do my whole fucking life, and I don't want to hear it anymore. And so I don't want to tell people what to do with their life. I'm just good at asking the questions and pulling the right cards. All right, I'm gonna have to look this one up. Raku. This is a new deck, and I'm learning it. I'm gonna do another one. It's like a lightning bolt. Pluto, transformation. That's a perfect snake card. All right, what does Raku mean? I believe. Okay. Raku is used in attunements as well as in individual healings. It's a Reiki symbol. It helps lift negative energy while taking the student into awareness. Raku brings energy in through the body's chi channels, It is also used at the end of attunements to help separate the master from the student after the session is complete. When Raku appears in your cards, you are being asked to consciously and subconsciously lift negative influences and energies from your life. This can be something as small as a kind word to another person or a random act of kindness each day. When you lift negativity from your life, you invite positivity to fill that space. Yeah, that's it. That's why there's that need for balance. And Pluto is about transformation. Okay, so I got fear and bravery. So you might be in fear because there are these opportunities in front of you. And you know, when we have Pluto is about getting rid of subconscious thoughts. It, you know, it rules our subconscious thoughts. It rules death and rebirth. It rules like just basically decimating, wrong word, decimating faulty foundations, you know, which can knock down a really tall structure. But it's for the purpose of regrowth, and you want to regrow with positive seeds, you know, not seeds of negativity. So he's also got headphones and he's just focusing on the music. My ex-husband was a DJ and it was kind of cool, you know, but he would always like just fucking zone out. And he wasn't the most social guy, but everybody ended up talking to him because he was a DJ, or not really, you know, but they all wanted to go up to him. And it worked for him, you know what I mean? But like, it's like you can put the earphones on and even be in a group, but have your own tune playing, you know. Look at this guy too. I don't know if you can see in this card. It's like he's on the horse, but the people are in the background. So he's kind of solo. So maybe you need to like tune out some noise. Be sly. It's okay to be sly. Look ahead. Visionary planning preparation. Yeah. There's 2 birds on there. And some stars. It's number 20. Let's see. Spark. 34. Spark is about creativity. She's playing a violin. So it's about like sparking a project, creative energy, the beginning of something. This is lightning striking. This is Pluto, death and rebirth, you know. This is celebration, but it's like you're in here putting it all together, right? And so take your time. There's no need to jump into this. I'm going to do one more for spiritual advice. Yeah, the Chariot. I love it in this deck in particular. He is on a skateboard. He's been cruising around the city, which is behind him. That's not an easy thing to do. You got to be quick. It takes concentration. But now he is out of the city. The city is behind him and he's on a footpath, and it's just him and his skateboard cruising. Yeah. You're cruising. Keep going. You don't have to make a choice yet, but there are multiple opportunities that are going to come up, and there may just be a blend of them that could be where you're going. And check out who your friends are. Anyway, pal, too. Peace. Namaste. What up, pile 3? I got a ball of yarn. Like trying to untangle a ball of yarn. And a yarn I always think of as a story. King of Cups for the internal. Four of Wands is the external. Flew out. Ooh, 10 of Swords is the overarching theme. All right. That's so King of Cups. The yarn kind of makes sense because the King of Cups, that's our emotional life, right? Like the story of our life. And the king is contemplative about his emotions, right? He tries to figure them out. So it's like we're trying to figure out our emotions. And on the external, the Four of Wands, that's like a spiritual homecoming cord. Spiritual homecoming card. Homecoming court. That's funny. So we're trying to move towards this place where we feel spiritually at home. But the overarching theme is the Ten of Swords. We're just, I mean, this is like, you can feel like you've been stabbed in the back. It is utter devastation, you know, on whatever scale you may be looking at that. It's swords are air energy. So it could be really negative, like pretty intense negative thinking. The good thing is that the 10 is a completion energy. So maybe you are on some sort of spiritual path, and it's just been crushing. Maybe you're processing some old trauma, because I did get untangling yarn. I want to pull a clarification on that Four of Wands. The Two of Wands. So it's like, got to make a choice to proceed forward. And where are you going to proceed? What feels more like home to you? Let me do. I do keep getting concentration, and that 10 of Swords is okay. So breathe, break from beneath the water's surface and soar up beyond the turquoise sea. These are like mermaid cards. So we got breathe and turbulence. The mind is murky in rough waters. So especially since this 10 of Swords is the overarching theme, like you may be going through kind of a shit storm right now, right? I did, you know, untangling yarn takes concentration. Like you can't just pull, because if you pull a knot from one place, then it creates a knot somewhere else, you know. So this is going to take time, and you'll have to quite literally just breathe through the turbulence. And it definitely refers to your mind. The mind is murky. So you're not going to get a clear picture until you give your mind some time to let the dust settle. Let's see what we got here. But it's like you are integrating a spiritual lesson here. So love Love is a many splendored thing. Today, I will notice and appreciate at least three of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a three-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get while singing along to blank, name of song? You know one. So I'm going to pull another one. I mean, that just makes me think of like a gratitude list. Are you forgetting? Are you stuck in this negative place? There's always something to be grateful for, you know. And I speak that from experience of having been in some pretty dire situations. After I got sober, where I really had, before sobriety, I really didn't pay much credence to how wonderful gratitude can be. But after that, there have still been some really shitty situations where like I'm grateful that I have like canned beans, to put food in my belly. But we got options. These are silly too. As I open to the abundant possibilities of my life's path, I'm reminded that I always have unlimited options. Life is a buffet. I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest without limiting thoughts, like you can't put mac and cheese on your baked potato. So without limiting thoughts, maybe we're headed in one direction and it didn't come through. And that's wreaking havoc on you, there has to be a choice to proceed, right? There is a way home. That's what I just got. There is a way home. A new romantic cycle begins. The Four of Wands is also the twin flame card, because it can mean like spirit coming home to your spiritual partner. Maybe this is a love reading and you're like wondering about that. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Wow. So maybe, let me clarify this 10 of Swords. Oh, good grief. 3 of Swords. That's heartbreak, man. You had your heart broken, and maybe you're wondering if, and it could be it sure seems like it's in love. Again, you guys have to be creative when you watch these. If you want an individual reading, you can reach out to me, but, it could be like a love of work or a love, something like that. But, regardless, there's been some sort of heartbreak that you're just devastated by, but you've got to, and I think you are, because the King of Cups is integrating that, right? He's just processing, he's contemplating his feelings, and this is options and love. Like, I think all of this. It's just confirmation for you that this is part of the process. And when it comes, when you come up to making a choice to like jump back in, you'll know. But they are trying to reassure you that there is a love for you, right? A new romantic cycle begins. You are good enough. Maybe you're wondering about, a previous relationship and shitty things were said. And you're feeling not good enough right now. You are. You're the king. Even if you're a chick, you're the king. That's just masculine energy. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Look how the flowers are kind of tangled together like yarn. You could be untangling from a previous relationship. But the universe loves you. Your guides love you, God, whatever you call it, your higher self. Rely on that because there is a purpose. You are good enough. Definitely gratitude. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. It's a hummingbird. You are deserving of love. Have faith. I get that that's kind of faith in yourself, actually, but also faith in spirit. Anyway, take care of you wherever you are. That's okay. Just contemplate on it and don't get stuck there. There will be a time to move forward. Make sure that you are moving towards that, at least in your mind, while you let things kind of fall into place and lessons be integrated. Anyway, pile 3, have a great day on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I love your feedback if this resonated or if it didn't. Anyway, peace. Namaste. What is up, pile 4? So for this reading, I got excitement and a sailboat. So that could be like the wind in your sails, also lost at sea, adrift at sea. The water seemed calm, moving, but calm. It wasn't a storm or anything. Ten of Wands. Hermit. And the King of Wands. All right. So for the internal, we got the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is completing a project, right? It's the overwhelming end of something, usually an accomplishment, right? But it's like he's carrying a big bundle of sticks. And it generally refers to he's taking the sticks, the wands, to build a house or to market, to begin something new, right? It's about cycles, and so he's at the completion of a cycle, but it's in a bigger picture because the King of Wands is the overarching theme. And so we have the Ten of Wands here. There's a bigger fish to fry. I just got, for some reason, that terminology seems weird, but yeah, it's like that there's something bigger that you are moving towards, but you are at the heaviest part of completing part of that. And the Hermit, this is the external, so that may be how others are seeing you right now. I'm like, so what's the problem? Let's just ask him. So what's the problem? Yeah. Four of Swords, that's quiet and contemplation. It's about integrating our thoughts. That's interesting. So maybe it's that you need quiet time, or, you need to create some time for yourself in the midst of this heaviest part. I'm going to pull some other oracles. We got trust. Breathe in, breathe out, let go of doubt. These are fairy cards. We got fairy guides. Whenever you are feeling blue, don't fear, the fairies are protecting you. Maybe you feel really alone. Maybe there's a burden that you're carrying, and you feel really alone with that. That hence the sailboat. There's excitement too, though, that I got, and that can be anxiety, excitement. A lot of emotions when you bring it into like your physical body. You feel similar. There's a positive and a negative expression, but in your body, it feels almost the same. It's just your mind that pins a story to it. But let me see. But you are guided. You're not alone. Okay. So if you feel alone, you do have guides, you have angels, you have universe, whatever you so choose to call it. Open mind. And there's an open door. I mean, it's like there's going to be a door that opens up for you once this 10 of Wands is complete. Adventure, risk. He's diving head in. Maybe you've been on a comfortable part of your journey, or at least one that you feel comfortable with. Well, guess why? Because you've been on it, right? And maybe once that is done, then there's a new stage that has to begin. And you're a little trepidatious about that, right? Trust the process. You are being guided. Maybe, the hermit goes within, he goes into a cave and he finds the star in the lantern within himself, right? And so then he's like, holy shit, this is where the light is. It's in me. And then his mission becomes to teach other people that they have light within them. But yeah, it's like you're about to jump into something and maybe you're like, oh my God, did I go the right way? Am I doing the right thing? But you're almost kind of too far in to change your mind. Battle of the Blues. Take steps toward positive change. Yeah. Yeah, I almost got like kind of paralyzed by fear. Maybe you're very fearful. Maybe you are doubting your intuition. Let me pull another one of these. Owl, follow your intuition. I was just talking about intuition. So yeah, it's like maybe you had an intuition and you're like, holy shit, did I do the right thing? Am I an idiot? That's just your mind. Don't listen to it. Take steps toward positive change. Let me get an advice card from the tarot. Let's get some advice for pile 4. Queen of Wands. Okay. You got the King of Wands. This is where you're moving towards, right? And the wands that's, creativity, passion, spirit, the spiritual path, action. Did I say that? You got the Queen of Wands. So the King of Wands is about like going out and getting things, right? Conquering land, whatever. The Queen is about receiving, you know what I mean? Like receiving adulation from the kingdom and, presiding with like emotionality and being compassionate, right? So, and she's receptive, she receives. So like you might be in this action, like do orientation, but you've got to be receptive as well. Okay. It's like change is being invited, is like coming towards you. And that might be causing fear, but it might even be like a welcome offer or a welcome change, but it's fear. And so trust and fairy guides, the Queen of Wands is highly intuitive. She has a familiar. So she has a cat. And the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Fool are the only 3 cards out of 78 that have animal familiars. So they have a connection to nature and spirit. And I pulled the fairy cards for you guys, which is kind of funny. Maybe you need to go on a walk or go on a hike or like commune with nature or literally hug a fucking tree, which I do sometimes when hopefully nobody's looking. I haven't been caught yet that I know of. But maybe that's your connection thing. Maybe you're kind of like, is the hello, is there anybody out there? Maybe you're in that stage. That's kind of what came to me when I pulled out the open mind. Because I was just talking about spirit before that. I'm like, well, maybe you're wondering, like, is there something there listening to me, or like, but you got that, follow your intuition. Yes, there is something there. Archangel Samiel, choose harmonious responses, act with wisdom and grace. Isn't that the second one? You got wisdom, trust. No. Here's what I feel like. Maybe it's almost as though you are doubting your own wisdom, and you shouldn't be. It's like, trust yourself, follow your intuition, think positively. I mean, these are really, they're good cards. And so maybe you needed that, because you were having doubts in your mind about yourself and like your own guidance, or what your own guidance is telling you. And you're wondering like if you're fucking crazy or not. And you're not. I'm going to pull another advice. You've got to receive. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. So this is for advice. The 5 of Wands. There's a lot of action here. The 5 of Wands is competition. So maybe whatever it is that you're working on, this is saying compete, okay? The 5 of Wands, it's conflict, but it's almost like the 5 of Swords is harsh conflict. Like it's kind of shitty no matter how you look at it. But the 5 of Wands is about healthy competition. These kids are playing a game, and they're just kids. So it can mean like business competition. Maybe there's something that you're shying away from, right? Because the Hermit is kind of turning his back. But you've had measured success. And so if you open mind, adventure, risk, like open the door, walk out and dive in. Follow your intuition. Think positively. Don't think, no, dude, I suck. Like I could never participate in that, whatever. Because well, like look at everybody else, but look at you. They're really building you up here. That's what's going on. And that sailboat, it's like the seas are not rough, maybe you're in the sailboat and you're like a little afraid, or you're afraid to do it. And then you're like, man, this is actually pretty cool. Like the wind's in my sails and it feels good. And that's what I think that they are moving you towards, because I got excitement for this group. So be excited. Anyway, I love getting feedback if you have time or are so inclined. And I hope you have a great day on Earth, Pile 4. Peace. Namaste.